All right, so today for our Atelier talk, we have Connor Cherland. How you doing, Connor?
I'm good. Wait, did you say Atelier?
Oh yes, I said Atelier.
I've
So
been saying eight liars.
there's a lot of ways to say it. Um, kind of like your last name.
Sure.
Tell us about your last name a little bit. How do you pronounce it?
I pronounce it Cherland, but when I say that, people are like, cool, Shurlund. And I'm like, no, you weirdo.
Right?
So that's why I started saying Shareland, share like the singer, land like the ground, because it made people stop asking me that question.
Yes.
And getting asked the same question over and over is, it's not the worst plight that anyone can go through, but it is a plight nonetheless.
Yeah, so we go through a similar plight with that one, and I've
I
had
imagine.
yeah, and I've had marketing people literally be like, "That's a bad name," just
Yeah.
because it's like it's hard, you don't know necessarily how to pronounce it. But so when it's singular, we say atelier, but
Okay.
when it's plural, we actually say the ateliers.
Jeez.
Yeah, so we have yeah, what a time.
The
But everyone in the
Atelier.
band has got it down, so
Okay.
I figure we're that far. Then what's another
Jeez. That's
couple
tough.
people? That's okay. We like the meaning, so it kind of gets us by.
What is the meaning?
Uh, Atelier is basically a studio or a place to create.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's kind of like it's definitely more of a collective than a band.
Yeah,
So I think it helps to have that name because it reaches beyond just like four people with a
sure.
specific instrument or something. It's like all about the artwork and
Yeah,
music videos or whatever we need to do to
right.
connect.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. So tell me, how's the pandemic life treating you?
I've done more biking than ever before. I haven't biked this much since like 2014 probably. And like 2014, I would bike to work every day,
Mm.
and that was quite a ways. Um, so, I mean, but I'm biking like 16 miles a day while listening to Lord of the Rings on audiobook.
Dude.
And so every week that's another 80 miles. And um, have been really enjoying listening to Two Towers right now.
Wow. Dude, that's crazy. Do you have
Yeah,
any songs? Bike I've found is a really weird word to sing. It's
bike.
it yeah, I don't know. Has biking ever gotten into your songs at all as a lyric or
No, I don't think so. Um, no, I have a friend who entered a it was like a bicycle related song contest, and
whoa.
the word bicycle is in it, but not bike. I feel like bike is not a romantic word.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's just like I yeah. I have trouble with it for sure. Dude, I see that you've been doing some house shows.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild. I haven't seen many musicians doing that. Like, tell me about that experience.
yeah. I've been offering free house concerts to like outdoor front porch sort of socially distant house concerts for
Mm.
anybody in Santa Barbara County where I live, and it's been really cool. Everybody like I don't feel like I've been taken advantage of
Mm.
in any way, um, which is astounding to me.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's like restored a lot of faith in humanity for me
Yeah, man. Yeah.
because I don't know. I totally threw myself at the mercy of our population and of God and the winds of
Mm.
change or whatever,
Mm.
and people are holding me up. Like people give within their means, and so someone who makes less gives me less, but also gives me more attention. And like people who make more generally have always given me less attention, but they pay me more money, so it's worth it.
Mm.
People who like don't have much money but have connections, or like, can I introduce you to our CEO and you can like do an Instagram takeover for us?
Mm.
And through that Instagram takeover, someone else is like, hey, I would love to hire you for this, and
Mm.
um, So I've been doing that. I've been doing concerts over Zoom for like companies, because some companies want to do like wine tasting and then listen to music, and I get to like partner with wineries and partner with these companies, and so it's weird, man. But the house concerts have definitely been my favorite, because one, it's just live performance again, which feels amazing, and like music is meant to be experienced live, and also it's just great seeing their faces again, and like to say a joke and watch it land, and to like there was this one that I did where they just wanted to hear songs of mine, and they just kept asking for like, can you share with us another song, like what's another song of yours that you don't normally play, can you play it? And like I was like, oh, for sure. And they're like, do you have any songs that are on this topic? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, play it. And it like was like a long dialogue for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was really special. And those types of things don't normally happen in normal life pre-pandemic. So I feel like people have been really, really kind and generous, and like we're not like hugging or like wearing masks and like saying hi from a distance and like air hugging from afar, but it feels there's still like a lot of love in the air, which is cool.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for like other songwriters looking to start playing house shows during this time?
Offer them for free to people who you think would enjoy them, and then afterward, at the very end, say that all tips are appreciated, and if they know anybody else who would really enjoy this, then have them hit you up, because that's kind of all that I've been doing so far. Like I posted it once on Instagram, and then someone was like, you want to do that at my house? And I was like, sure. So I played to them. It was like 6 people, and it was great. And she was also a photographer, so she was able to like film it and make it look really cute. And then I posted that onto Instagram, and then someone else was like, I want that. And then I like took a video of me playing there, and I posted that to Instagram. And so it's like continued to perpetuate itself as people are like, oh, it's not weird to invite someone to come to your front yard and play for you. There's one time I played to, it was a family, and it was their mom's birthday. I've played a few birthdays, like kind of a lot of birthdays. Because no one knows how to celebrate their birthdays anymore. It feels, they're like, they're not really sure what to do to make it feel special, and so they invite their families, and they like stay in their own little pockets. And I was playing out in Santa Barbara, and then people started coming out on balconies. People were like coming out to the sidewalks, and like people who were biking by with their families just like stood in the street for a while. And it was cool. Yeah, it's all super random, and no one has any idea. Like, I have no idea where the gigs are coming from. One of my favorite gigs to talk about when I first started was I played the opening of a gym here in Santa Barbara, and I played for the waiting room of a spin class, like inside of that gym, because there was like, to celebrate, they were having like these free spin classes. But they put me right outside the spin class, and they didn't shut the spin class door.
Oh boy.
So you have like giant like boom, boom, boom.
Oh no.
And then you have like them yelling like, Pastor, pick it up. Boom, boom, pick it up. Boom.
What?
And then you have me like playing my music immediately outside that door, which is so weird. But one of the people who asked me to play at their house saw me there 4 years ago. Wow. And we've like never chatted between then and now, and I'm like, that's just like, yeah, it's been such a trip to see where these people are coming from and how they know me. And like, one of the ladies who hired me, she was like, I was trying to explain to my husband what it is you were doing, and I was like, he's giving out free house concerts, And I turned down my block, and there you were, giving a free house concert. And she was like, "That's him. That's what it looks like."
Wow.
And I was like, that's kind of the crazy part, because you don't know, like, it's super cliche when it's like you might be playing for 6 people,
Yeah.
or you might be, but like that same terrible like bait and switch that like club owners use, where they're like, "Oh, you never know who's in the venue, like maybe a great producer is in there, like whatever." But that's true wherever you go. Like you just never know, and like who are you to have the audacity to say I only played to 6 people when I actually played to a lady in a car with her husband, and that's what made them want to, like, that's what convinced him to be like, "Oh, cool, let's have him."
Yeah. Yeah, I've found that attention enhances things so much more than like body count.
Yeah.
Like I've played for one person, and just because they were engaged, I was closing my eyes, and it felt bigger than playing for 50 to 100 people.
Yeah, and I've played to crowds who didn't care about me at all, and just like talked over me, and that's most of what I did, was playing to wineries and breweries and like playing the background music, which is fine, it like pays the bills, but
Totally.
and it's how a lot of these people found me in the first place. But yeah, I would prefer to play to 6 friends who just want to hear me like express myself through my art, because that's why I got into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Definitely. And so you released a song called If You Want It back in October.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. It all seems so distant now. Like a totally different world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, completely.
Yeah, but that's sort of that song is my whole thesis, basically, on life at the moment. Which is, if you want it, you can have it, but when you got it, do you want it at all?
Wow.
And I think for most of my time doing music, like I worked so hard to make enough money to support myself playing music, but then I was just playing background music all the time. And it sucked, and that wasn't why I got into it. And I was like, okay, cool. So you can make money like you can have a full-time salary as a musician, but is that the life you want? No. So adjust it. And I feel like now in this pandemic, I'm actually closer to the life that I wanted.
Wow.
Because I'm playing my songs more than any other songs.
Yep.
And it's not like a conceited thing where like I only want to play my own music. Like I love playing covers, but I'm trying to express things to people, and I wrote those songs in order to express them to people. So yeah, it's just been cool. I'm doing a lot more like the house show thing. I feel like my dream from the start was to like have a network of house shows all across the United States and abroad, and to be able to just like hop from house to house and like have like to be provided for all along the way. Yeah, and to like spread the load like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, do you want me to play if you want it?
Yeah. Let's hear that song. I would really appreciate that, man.
Great. There's a line where it says, the first line is, "One more in the corner. Ignore, say you like it. Dior in the closet calls out for rest." And this is about me being ignored at wineries. And Dior refers to these sweats I have from my grandma, and I only wear the sweats in private because they're my grandma's sweats, and they like bell bottom out at the bottom, and they like hug my hips. They're very clearly women's sweatpants. And yeah, so for me, rest means wearing Dior sweats. So. ignore. Say you like it. Dior in the closet. Call out for rest. But if you want it, you can have it when you got it. Do you want it at all? Do you want it at all? You were always laughing when nobody asked you to. And now you got their attention, and nothing else but a simple truth. That if you want it, you can have it when you got it. Do you want it at all? Do you want it at all? Oh, it's the sweetest thing you would follow me when I don't know who to be. It's the sweetest thing. But if you want it, you can have it when you got it. Do you want it? If you want it, you can have it when you got it. Do you want it? If you want it, you can have it when you got it. Do you want it at all? Do you want it at all? Do you want it at all? Do you want it at all?
Nice, dude. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. Such an interesting concept too. I think it's such a complex process trying to figure out what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have any like I mean, I know you talked a little bit about like figuring out what you want. I think at first you're like definitely music, and then you were able to explore that a bit and you found that something is possible, which I think is really cool, because I think so many musicians hear just how difficult it is, right? Is it even possible to make it as a musician? And it sounds like
Sure.
you figured that out. And so that's awesome. But now, like after that, you've realized that there's a deeper desire in you to share your like the message that you have, the lyrics that are coming, the melodies that you're writing. Yeah,
Right.
so I don't know, do you have any like advice for people that are just
Yeah.
kind of like back and forth on that?
Yeah, well, I feel like it's better to iterate than to like try and do it perfectly and like only chase the perfect. So like when I first started, I was making websites for property managers for full time, and then at night I was playing gigs. Like when we first met over at the Whiskey A Go Go, which is crazy. That's like forever ago. I went from work building websites to playing at the Whiskey, and then so like that was like a part-time gig, and then by the time that I had enough gigs to quit my day job, then that's when like the real game started, where it was like, okay, it's not about side cash now it's the only cash. So like, how do we build up enough gigs to pay my rent and all my utilities? So like, then that was the big game of like, how do I make enough money through music, whatever that means? I'll take any gig.
Yeah.
I'll say yes to anything. And
Yeah.
I said yes to just anything. And and I never raised my rates. And so then it became but then I had said yes to so many things that I needed to start saying no to gigs that I wanted. Like there was maybe I said yes to this crap gig, and a better gig comes along and I'm not able to take it because I don't want to cancel last minute.
Yeah.
And then I started having to raise my prices, and then it was like, okay, now I'm like a real living wage playing music full time, but I don't ever get to see my friends. I don't feel rested. I don't feel like I'm caring for my body. My relationship with my wife has been great the whole time, so that's never like been the problem. It's like because I've said like my career and my relationship to her will be the things that stay up, and everything else can fall, but I'm gonna hold these two things up.
Yep.
And but that's not how I want to live my life. Like I want to feel healthy in my body.
Yes.
And now, like right now, I'm not making nearly as much money as I was prior to COVID, but I'm doing the types of gigs that I want to. I'm spending more time with my wife, and I'm taking so much care of my body. I feel so much stronger, and I'm writing more songs than ever, and so it's like I'm being more creative. I'm not like stuck on this grind, because if all you're doing is playing gigs, then you're just doing the same thing over and over, and that's like there are times for that where you like build up and you like practice your skills and you hone your craft, and then you go out, and then there's a season where you're just playing and doing the same thing. It's like how people make an album and then they go tour it. But yeah, it just feels so good to like feel so much more balanced as a person right now.
Yeah, I see you're doing the
which I was not for the previous many months.
Definitely. I see that you're doing those songwriter challenges. Want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it isn't like a songwriter challenge that was like spurred on by anybody else. Like this whole music career started for me because I wanted to write 40 songs in 6 months, and I got to like 35 at that point, and I figured if I couldn't write 6 good songs out of 40, then I suck and I should stop forever.
Yeah.
But I found 6 good ones, and so I wrote another 40 and put out another 6, and then wrote another 40 and put out another 6, and like I think I just finished my like 176th song or something.
Beautiful.
Yesterday, and it's like most of the songs suck, but what's cool is that they all serve a purpose, and whether or not like if it's a bad song, then it's just a replacement for a journal entry mixed in with practicing songwriting.
Yeah.
So like either way, it's a solid. It's an important thing to be able to do. So I feel I have 1 song left on this songwriter challenge, and I have till the end of May to write 1 song, and yeah, I've written 39 since December 1st, and that feels great. And yeah, some of them are bad, and some of them are just fine, but just fine is kind of also bad, and some of them are actually good, and I'm really excited about them.
How do you structure all of that? That seems like a lot of data.
I actually have a list. Let me see how easy this will be.
Cool.
This is a list of priorities in pink, and then in gray, these are quotes that I take out of books and stuff. And this is my living room that I'm in.
Cool.
So I see these every day.
Yep.
And it just reminds me, like, each side of that big piece of pink paper has like numbered 1 through 20, and then on the back 21 through 40. And so that way that's staring at me in the day, and in order to like keep pace of enough songs to finish the challenge, you have to write 7 songs in a month. So a little bit more than 1 a week, ideally 2 a week. But there are some weeks where that you're gonna like really feel it, and you're gonna be like, I wrote 3 songs this week, and so you might take next week off easier. Since the pandemic hit, I've actually written like a lot less than at the beginning, which I was just like churning. Like I would just sit at the desk and then write something. But yeah, so I I do that. That's how I number them, so I know where they are in the challenge, and then where I write them. If it's in my journal, I'll write like the actual number of song at the very top after I finish it.
Yeah.
Just because that feels like I just want to increase the dopamine hits.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, that is another one. Like,
Yes.
yeah, for me, the dopamine hits is like where it's like I love to score points because I used to be an athlete, so I need to know what the points are. And for me, if I write a song in a day, then I'm successful. It doesn't have to be good, but it has to be a song start to finish. And anytime I finish a song, I think it's worth me celebrating. And me rewarding myself. So, and then so as soon as I finish the song, I record it on a voice memo and title it, and then I will like once I have like 5 songs that I haven't typed into Google Drive, then I'll type them all into Google Drive. So every song that I've written has a Google Drive file with either the lyrics or the lyrics and the chords.
Right on. Dude,
yeah,
that's awesome. What sport did you play before? I mean, or do you still play sports?
I mean, no one plays sports currently, but the only sport I play currently is I play in a beer pong league with my high school friend. And we, like, you set up the camera right here, and you set up the cups like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
And then you like take 10 steps back. And
that's insane.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. And yeah, but I used to play volleyball. I had like a giant ego in high school because we won CIF my sophomore year.
There you go.
So I walked around with like a giant ring on my finger.
Oh wow!
Everywhere I went, because we were champions, and that was that's the way to screw up a child. Have them succeed way too early.
That's funny, dude. Have you? I know you play acoustic guitar. You write a lot of music, so I'm assuming. Have you explored any other instruments, or do you write some songs a cappella even?
I haven't written much a cappella. I mean, sometimes a song idea comes into my head, and so it's like the whole song is kind of a cappella already, and then I'd have to find the progression to make it work. But I recently got this little OP1, and it is so fun to play around with. It has a beat machine in it. It does looping itself, but like it has some nice tones on it, some like really weird ones. And then it also, you can just add in these like awesome pads.
Yeah. So cool.
And then just like nice. deep bass. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun to write with, because there's some ideas that I probably wouldn't have written if like a sound hadn't inspired it. Yeah. So, but when I'm writing that quickly, I'm not looking for an interesting like musical hook, like I'm not even thinking of like it's nothing like that, nothing that's like so hypnotic and cool as that. Just like it's just strumming, like and then in my head I'm like because I don't want to get caught up in the nitty-gritty of a song if it sucks.
I see.
And I've spent a lot of time making really cool musical hooks that polish my song turd. And like there are a lot of really bad songs written over really beautiful guitar licks, and I would just prefer to, like, anytime I get at one of those guitar licks, I kind of like keep it in the back of my mind, and sometimes those will be their own song, but like I I don't want to give any one particular song a really cool riff because
Mm.
it takes a lot of time out of my day that I would, and it just feels less rewarding to me.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on the talk today and
Yeah.
sharing your song. What's the best way that people can find your music or support you during this time?
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram. I post a lot. You can listen to my stuff on Spotify. It's all Conner. Share like the singer, land like the ground. Um, People have been messaging me randomly, just being like, "Hey, I really like this song. I like it for this reason. Just wanted to thank you for it." Um, and then, yeah, I one of the things I've really liked about quarantine is that people are going back to the barter system a little bit.
Hmm.
Like, hey, I would love for you to play at my house. I don't have much money, but like, could you do an Instagram live for our company? We have this many followers, and I feel like they would really dig your stuff.
Hmm.
And I've just noticed a lot of mutual benefit, even though like no money has been exchanged. Like only like goods and services have been exchanged, and I just think that's cool. So if any of you guys have like an Instagram that you think I can take over and like, put on a good concert for your audience, or you want to collaborate on something, like
Hmm.
it's been cool. Like I've been collaborating with Logitech, like the actual company Logitech, and
Wow.
I've partnered with wineries and breweries, and yeah, it's just been. I've partnered with grocery stores, and they've like exchanged groceries for live music, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes. Is that rice? Did I
Yeah.
just hear some rice going off?
You heard the pressure cooker.
Ooh. Dude, what's going on? What's going on over there? What do you got going on? What are you eating?
I don't know. Lane, what are you making? Salmon. That's salmon in a pressure cooker.
Come on, dude. That's a good night ahead of you.
8 minutes from frozen.
Oh,
Pressure
that's
cookers are pretty amazing.
2020. There it is. Hey, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your salmon
Yeah,
tonight.
dude. So
Hopefully
good to see you.
we'll talk again soon,
Will
my
do.
friend. All right, bro.
Sounds good.
Later.